Is the Roman Catholic Church of 2025 greater than the early church? First, the reasons why it might be. So numbers, 1.4 billion Catholics, but most of those are just little infants that have little drops of water sprinkled on them and then they disappear. They never gave an assent to the faith, and so they don't have anything invested in it. Hierarchy, organization, experience, maturity, the church's boots on the ground, being able to deal with the world that you live in, that definitely counts for something. There's an awful lot of reasons why it's not greater. Do they have favor with the people like the early church did? No. Scandal, corruption, abuse, cover up. They were so willing to give and generous that they were willing to sacrificially sell their possessions and give to their brothers in need. How about the current church? They're so desperate for the green that they have to elect an American pope to bring in cash money to shore up Vatican finances. Decades of corruption in the Vatican Bank. And every cardinal that tries to investigate, they disappear because the cardinals want their slush funds and they don't want it to be exposed to the world. And check, no need among them off the box. The early church operated in great power, signs, wonders, miracles, healings, deliverances. How about the current church? Well, let's see. They were saying something about like there's some saint and they have some dried up blood and it becomes liquid every now and then. Like, does that really help anybody? I don't know. Growth. The early church was growing by leaps and bounds. Thousands and thousands of people were being added at every single service. They were spreading across the face of the earth. How about the current church? Well, Pew Research survey, for every 100 converts, 840 walk out the door because the Catholic Church has actually done a stunning job over the past several hundred years of alienating people. So no, they don't really have the growth. Edification through the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians chapter 14, we see believers who are empowered by the Holy Spirit. None of this clergy-lay divide nonsense, but individual believers are empowered by the Holy Spirit. They're all contributing, and they're all edifying each other through prophecy, tongues, and interpretation, things that you do not see in the current Roman Catholic Church. Are too locked up in their liturgy that they made up. How about unity? Well, in the current church, unity is I give lip service to the Pope, and then I hold widely divergent views. There's even a de facto schism, a war between traditionalists and modernists in the church, but all they have to do is say, oh yeah, I give fidelity to the Pope, and then they just go do whatever they want. Is Jesus buying this unity? Remember, Jesus said we would do greater things that he has done. Not only is the current church not doing greater things, except for the numbers, if you want to argue that. But they're actually doing lesser things than the early church. The early church and the current Roman Catholic Church, even though they say they're the same, philosophically, the spirit, the heart is completely different. To make the claim that they're the same church doesn't add up.